All right, well, 999 might be no, no, no in Germany, or at least on Hogan's Heroes. Love that show, but I digress. But here in America, it apparently means yes, yes, yes. Herman Cain is taking off. Rick Perry is dropping off. Can now topping the national Fox poll released minutes ago, could that be a sign that that 999 tax plan is indeed catching fire? The more people fire at it. Not so, at least so far, for Rick Perry's flat tax. Perry's numbers dropping, even though word was out that his flat tax plan was in the works. To our Fox All-Stars on the connection, Gary Smith, Al Lewis, Richard Brodsky. Richard, I know not a big fan of the Cain plan, or is that what we can just run away with?
I'm not. What it does is it takes the middle class, the 99%, and it screws them. So that the plan itself is no good. But I don't think the Cain ascendancy is about Cain. It's about anybody but Mitt. He's the ABM candidate. The Republican Party is deeply dissatisfied with the Mitt Romney as a front runner.
I don't know. I mean, Cain has more of a flavor of the month than I think people have given him credit for. That's all I'm saying.
He's a substantive guy.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy like Mitt Romney with the money and the impact, and he's not catching on, that's the news from the Democratic side of this of these numbers. And the Fox poll is a very powerful argument that the Republican Party can't settle on a nominee.
You know, it's interesting. The ones who generally get a good response are those who are daring to take on the tax code. What are we to read of that?
Well, there's a lot of talk about the tax code. I've been hearing this my whole life.
I know.
And what really happens in reality is that we're all controlled by the accounting industry, and they're the ones who said what the tax code is. 999 is a great marketing. It has great marketing cachet. It sounds better than flat tax, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what's flat tax? I don't want flat tax. I'll take 999. But, you know, I think it is a tax on the middle class. I'm a middle-class guy, Neil. I don't want my taxes
You're no more
going
middle
up.
class.
Yes, I am. And you know what? I don't want to be taxed at a higher rate. And
So that, it doesn't have that appeal. But, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I've really broken them all apart. But I'm looking at the response to Herman Cain, and what I meant to bring up with Richard, Gary, and my point wasn't clear, that was my fault, is that I have a feeling that Herman Cain isn't sort of like one of these passing fads in the night. Whether it's 999, whether it's his unique populist appeal, whether it's his clarity, whether it's just the fact that he's different. I think he has some staying power. What say you?
Well, I totally agree.
Well, Gary first, and Richard, I will go to you. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, Herman Cain brings the same thing to this election as he brought to Godfather's Pizza. Superb marketing. He was the one that really turned around Godfather's with simple 2-for-1 pricing. I forget the exact price it was, but this 999, first of all, it sounds lower. Whether it is in fact lower than Perry's 20%, it certainly sounds lower than Perry's. And for, you know, us outside the, you know, kind of the inside baseball people that are looking at this, 9% sounds lower than 20%.
Those 1%ers like Al.
But in the end,
that's number one. And number two, Neil, the thing that I think you hit on is Cain comes across as a likable, sincere, genuine guy. That goes a long way in this election.
Richard?
But in the end, you have to have something to market. He had pizza to market when he was successful as an entrepreneur.
He has simplicity to market, Richard.
That really will affect most voters negatively. This flavor of the month
Most voters like pizza. I'm telling you, most voters like pizza.
They love pizza, but they don't like to have their tax burden increased. This notion that
I think we're getting too picayune about it, guys. I really am. And Al, I see your point. Richard, I see your point about, you know, they're going into this one. But we're doing it based on the musings of a guy we dismissed a little more than weeks ago. That, to me, shows staying power.
I agree with you. I think he totally has staying power. I think the Republican Party is conflicted about Mitt Romney. I do think Mitt Romney is their best candidate right now. But
you think Herman Cain would destroy them? Why?
Well, basically because he's got mojo, right? He just comes out and says 999. Nobody knows what that means.
So you think if he were the nominee, they'd go down to defeat?
Yeah, well, I do. I think Mitt Romney is the only one that could beat Obama. But then, you know, what do I know? It's a long way away from November.
They understand 999 better than they do Romney's 59-point plan, which even he couldn't talk about in the debate.
The candidate's going to be Rick Perry because the right wing of the Republican Party won't ever settle out on Mitt, and the rest of them are in confusion. This is heaven on earth for Democrats. at a time when the country actually needs a real debate
don't you remember
about
when
these kinds of
Way too
ideas.
early.
Don't you remember when
it's
Hillary
way
and
too
Obama were
early.
killing each other?
Oh, come on.
And we
Yeah.
thought neither one of them
And then,
could win.
and then the damaged goods, whoever won.
Right, right.
We got to be careful here, guys. Thank you very much. Hear from you later.